Welcome to Cities Skylines Disasters. This is the DLC that was released in late November 2016 if you're watching this in the future. This is going to be a short series of videos on some free content that was released at the same time, which is the scenarios editor. If I come back here, we'll look at there. Oops, nope. Editors. You can see here they introduced this scenarios editor, which allows people to set up exactly what it means, scenarios with victory conditions. And this is what we're going to be looking at this time. And you can see here, transport scenario is a scenario that I downloaded from, it's called by Mike Menu, and that was downloaded from the Steam Workshop. But what we're actually going to be doing here is we're going to be doing one of the 5 that comes with the Disasters DLC, and we're going to do FloodLand. Now this is quite an interesting scenario in the sense that it's really a race against the clock. You can say we're going to play 240 game weeks. I mean, if you're new to the game and you don't like the epic city building, scenarios might be for you, because I think if you probably get this, you could probably play this in a day. So you can see you've got losing conditions, victory conditions, and we're going to start. So here we go, guys, quick start. And as soon as it comes in, you've got to press the space key. It's the golden rule of all Cities Skylines games that you pause the video when, as soon as it starts. You can see here, story message: welcome to FloodLand. You need to have your wits if the city is to survive. If you are not prepared. Yes, I know. Now the scenario is that you've got to build a city. I think if you show the victory conditions, we've got to survive for 240 game weeks. We can buy a maximum of 5 tiles. We lose the game if we got no money, and after 15 weeks if we lose all our population. Now what's actually going to happen is we've got this one tile here to build. The water's going to flow in from the right and keep flowing in continuously to fill up this basin, and obviously we can't build a city in this. We've got to get out of here as quickly as possible, which means we need to buy a second tile, which means we have to reach the Worthy village there in order to buy the new tile, and we've got to reach a population of 950. Now this has actually been tweaked, because in the standard game it's 900, so I've got a sneaking suspicion that the person who designed this scenario designed it and then timed it and then kind of worked out the best way to, and then tuned the population to make it a real challenge. And I'm just going to do that and clip off this end here. Now if you're new to the game, when you first start you've always got to draw a road first, and what we're going to do is, it's just a bit too, what you have to do is come out a bit more, because I need to get this as close to the edge as possible, but not actually touching it. And I need to lay this all out now. I'm not pretending that I'm going in blind here or cold. This is, I can't remember now, I've had 4 or 5 attempts. I have managed to get through the initial stages eventually. It took it was a challenge, but I thought this is the reason why I've chosen this. This is the first one for the series, because I think this is the one that's going to be the most entertaining to watch, even if you see me getting a bit strung out. And I think what we're going to do is have another road there. So we've got this scenario here. We're going to place some water in. Now I've got to put that, we're going to use towers because we don't have a reliable source of water for the pumps here. What we're going to do is kind of try and get you up as far as possible that way. So if we can get down here, we need to have the best possible coverage. Oh, we're just going to have to go with that, because this is all about speed building your population to 950. Now, maxing out 440 is the magic distance for. I think we can just do this one by site. So that's the main water supply, and what we've got to do is put a sewage outfall in. Put that there. Now, this may seem a little bit crazy. Oops, I haven't connected that, but you need to get everyone as happy as possible, as quickly as possible. And what I'm going to do is put you there, so you're connected up. I'm going to connect this up here. Select that off. Hopefully I've left enough space to put the power cables round the top here. What I'm going to also do is put a third one here, and this is unlocked, and what we can do is to try and save a bit of cash, we can drop that down, but I want the power up as high as possible because that will make sense, right? The other thing I need to do, so I haven't connected up. Nope, that's not connected. Nearly been a mistake there, guys. That could have cost me the whole scenario. That's how. Just make sure that's connected. That's connected. What we're going to do now is zone in this whole area as industrial. This area in. Actually, let's put another road there. I mean, I'm pre-zoning because I got a pretty good idea of where I want things to be. Because I've run all sorts of different scenarios for this, and this is the one that comes closest to working. And the other thing I want to do is just gonna put some roads along here. This is to break waves. Done this before. Okay. Maybe if I get a bit higher up. Nope, doesn't want to play. Oh, this might work actually. We're going to run this off this way. And what I'm going to do along the bottom here. Now the idea of this is to break the waves as they come in. Right, we're set, ready to go. Here we go, guys. Heart attack in every beat. Now, I have tried this doing it at the maximum speed, and I actually found that it seemed to cause a problem. You can see now the water's coming in. Now it's very important that you keep the momentum going. Now you can see straight away there's people coming in now, so what we're going to do is, and we're going to now, and I want to build around the outside. There's no population at the moment because it has to build the buildings first, and then you'll see the traffic will come down, and of course the road's right up here, so the traffic has to come from the edge of the map. This is why you've got to keep the momentum going as much as possible. The old sewage pipe will start dumping onto the ground here. So here we go, guys. Got nobody moved in yet. It's running. Got power. Not sure why. I think I de-zoned stuff. That could cost me the scenario. That could be a costly mistake. It may seem, oh, he's making a fuss over nothing, but you will see that this has been so well tuned that the water will be up here before we get to 950, unless someone else has worked out another way to do this. So that just causing that little bit of a problem there. Let's see if we can squeeze in a bit more population in that corner. You can see here we've got 175 people in there here now. Water's coming down quite quickly, splashing over here. The sewage has started to flow. Come on, come on. Industry's growing. So I'm going to resist the temptation. You can see the water sloshing up here. If I kind of come in here, you can see the terrain and see where it comes down, and this is a flat spot. So the water's going to, as it comes in here, you can see a boat. There's a boat over here, which kind of gives you a hint of what this actually is. And what we can do actually is, that's maximum, that's okay. We've got 230. I don't think this is going too well, guys. This is not growing anywhere near fast enough. This should be up in the 1890s, not 33. And there is an element of luck in this. If you don't get any big waves coming over the top of this, drowning your infrastructure. But if you get a large wave that swishes in and kills your infrastructure, then you're sunk. Well, just keep zoning up stuff. You need to keep this growing as quickly as possible. And obviously the higher up you can have this, your houses, the longer your population's going to get a chance to survive. Up to 334. You can see the water's already coming round here, and you can see here the waves are already splashing across the top here. No, it's still not growing fast enough. So, but we're not going to give up. We're not going to give up. This is a cliffhanger. There's no point pretending otherwise. It's very, very well tuned. So 470. Yeah, it's improved. I was about to say it's improving, but it's dropped down again. Just keep bringing this in here. Keep filling it in. Basically, you need people constantly arriving all the time as the water now. So we might make it. We're running lucky here. We've had no big waves actually come over the top here yet, because that's what actually starts to do the damage. Yes. So we've got that here, but we're not there yet. We've still got well, another 450 to go or more. So, but there's no point building any of the, because we've just unlocked actually special buildings here, but there's no point building them because we're not going to be here long enough. And I think we're a little bit more in there, and we'll put a bit of all commercial. It's important that the demand just keeps flowing. And you can see the water's sloshing. It's quite an impressive scenario actually. It's quite fun actually. I haven't finished it, to tell you the truth. I've managed to get past this, and I've managed to make a start on the next bit. So, but this is the key bit, and this is what probably makes this scenario a lot more interesting. Oops, it's slowed down. Keep forgetting, getting a milestone and it slows down. Yeah, I think this is what makes these scenarios interesting, is that if you're not really into building large cities, I mean, I enjoy building large cities, and I built one for Waterside, and there is a scenario where you've got to build a city of 250,000, which I will have a go at, but if you're just into quick scenarios, these could be fun. And I must admit, I've kind of looked into them, and I find they're quite entertaining. I think what we may have to do is drop out another road here, and come out here and here. We're up to 638. You can see the water's getting very, very close. We've got a good growth rate of 87. So we're in with a chance here, guys. 64 is dropping a little bit. Let's make sure we got the water coverage. Yes, we've got the water coverage. I think we can. And I'm just kind of 7.3. We've got 200 to go. You can see how close the water's getting already. I don't think you can do this scenario without the water reaching this point here, and this is where an element of luck comes in. But we haven't had. Oh, it comes the first big wave. It's coming up here. Is it going to come over the top? This is where the element of luck comes in. If you get a wave come over here, like this one's just starting to do, that's going to flood across here, and you're going to see the impact now as it comes in. Yeah, we're at 800, but you can see this is now flooding our industrial, and you can see the water's coming in here, and we're still 150 short, and the water's coming in here. You can see it's affecting our city. You can hear the water flowing over, but as long as it doesn't, because sometimes it will surge in and then surge out again, roll back again. So we're down to 100, but the city's still growing, but we've just cut the water off. This is where, now, if the water doesn't recede, we're sunk. And of course what we will lose is the population here. And of course we've lost the power now, so if we come here, because the electricity power is still holding up, good. And the water's coming over here, but we're still growing. We've got 814. Now if this water recedes and gives us a chance, because sometimes the water will surge in and then drop back. So if you get to this point, don't give up, guys. There's always a chance, but you can see it's washing vehicles away here, which is losing our citizens. You can see the water's receding a little bit, but we've got another wave coming over there. Come on, drop back, drop back. Let the traffic, let the city grow. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Drop, run back. Come on, come on. You don't really want to flood my city. You don't want to flood my city. And they've got a bit more water coming through there. I mean, I'm not in the slightest bit interested. We're down. We've lost 250. I've got a feeling we're not going to get away with this one, but you never know. We've got a lot of traffic. The traffic's opened. Come on. I'm not interested in the commercial. We've lost some buildings here, but we can get that back. You can see the water's receded. Now, if we can get the city to grow before it actually... Come on. You can do this, guys. It's coming back in again, but... 937, 948. Get ready to hit the bar. Yes, pause. Wow, we've done it. Done it. We've done it. Done it. Now, that's the first step. We've got away with it, and of course, oops. And the first thing we've got to do is buy this tile. Now comes the salvage operation. Now you've got to bear in mind that we have to get up here, and if I show you the scenario goals, we've played 17 weeks, so we've got to keep the money positive and we've got to keep the population positive. So what we've actually got to do now is move the population, and the first thing you've got to do is break the link to here, because you cannot afford for your traffic, your vehicles to keep feeding that area. And what we're going to do is we're going to come out here about that far, and what we're going to do is actually create a mini roundabout in here. And again, this is the scenario that I've worked out, and I want to come down 1, 2, 3 into there, and we've now got that here, and what I want to do is start a pattern. I'll come down to twos, connect you. Got to be careful, very aware of the money. Now you can see the logic of why I pick these guys up, because what we're going to do now is put these and I'm going to pick up another one and get the wind turbines up here. And of course, where's the water tower? Basically, I assume in the, well, as far as I would guess is that I'm gonna check that's in power lines now. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna run the power lines down here, and we're gonna actually run them across like that. You will see the reasoning for that eventually. And what we're going to do is get that in there for the moment. And get a little bit of commercial up there. Actually, just and I think what we're going to do is de-zone that bit there, and what we're going to do is get the industry in there. Right, next thing we got to do is, this may seem a bit wacky, but what I'm going to do is bring the water supply, actually let's put, no, doing this wrong way round, sorry guys. This is a bit min-max. It has to be, because we've got to preserve the cash as much as possible. And then now I'm going to run a water pipe up to there. And what we're going to do is drop the sewage pipe in about there. Oh, bugger, shouldn't have done that. Should have moved this one. But we've bought it now. Getting a bit carried away here, guys, a bit tense. And what we're going to do is actually come down. It's in here somewhere. There, where is it? There. Let's switch you off so we don't waste any money. And of course we're going to have to put power lines in. Actually, let's run the power lines up about there, like that. Right, now this is where we get a bit tense. I'm going to pick this up and put it there, but we're going to switch you off. Now, the thinking behind this is that we will be able to get at least a small population in the city and keep this running while a new population moves in the top. So we're just going to do that. You can see here we're getting a few power fluctuations because I didn't connect the power supply up. So what we're going to do is got that. Sorry, I'm getting a bit ahead of myself now. What that will do is it will keep the city running while we build up this area here. Because at the moment we have nobody in the city up here. So we got 999 people, but these people are going to die eventually. So we're just going to so you can see population's starting to fall. There's no demand at the moment, and you see that the traffic comes in here and just disappears, and this is where it gets a bit tense because we've got some industry coming in here, which is good, but I need population. I think actually we can do that. I get some more. Come on, we need someone to move in here. The problem we've got down here is the fact that we've got people now. I think we can start to count the flooded roads. Oops. So you've still got nobody moving in here because at the moment we've got no demand. So what's going to happen is the population's going to drop progressively. Actually, I think we're going to have to take the chance now and just say this is where it gets very, very tense. Oh, we've got the first people moving in. No, that's, yep, yes, we've got the first people moving in. And I think what we can do now is take that out. We're going to have to extend the water out. Yep, so we've got people moving in, we've got the population moving in. And at the moment I'm still not rushing to demolish this because this is actually giving us income, which we're going to need, because what will happen is with all this infrastructure up here, how are we doing for power? We've got lots of power. Water budget, we can probably reduce the power a bit because we're only charging this tiny little area up here now. And you can see this area is dropping, so the population is dropping. We're now losing cash, which makes it even more imperative that we, because obviously all this stuff we pay for. I think it's time now to and we'll just get rid of the so here we go, guys. We may have to take a loan out to finance this, because the population is, and I think what we're going to do is join that up, and so we got our tiny little area here. I'm going to let you grow that way. We've got the population growing a little bit, but bear in mind that we've got the city is dying down here. So, sorry I'm not saying much guys, but this is very tense actually. See now the water's just settled down and become very, very stable. I think what I'm going to do is just pick this up and drop you over there for the moment, so I don't lose you under the water when it starts to get deep. I think we need to put another road in here. This is where we've got to do a bit of min-maxing. So 440. It looks like I've got to accidentally put a one-way road in. Bugger. Keep on doing that. Doesn't help the people move in if they can't actually get to the place. So that's growing. So we've got down to 15,000. Got a little bit of population and resources here still. Just clear up the mess here because that detracts from our city. Makes it a less popular place to be in. See, we're down to 615, but we're growing. We've got a demand up here, making a small profit, which is good. I think we're make sure we're on the. And as I say, we've got to really try and I'll give you a link there. That was the. Whoops. Yep, we're okay. Right. So we've still got a little bit of revenue. We're losing money now. We're losing 21. So again, we need to be a little bit careful here. Going to come down. Going to come down in threes. Don't ask me why, but I just like it. Now it may seem a bit weird. I can see some of you saying, well, why is he building towards the water? Now I haven't gone far enough in that scenario, but I'm assuming that as the water pulls in, I can't show you at the moment I don't think, because it hasn't unlocked the grid, but I'm assuming that the water's going to come up here. So I'm not, but obviously we've got to get to this. Show you here milestones. At the moment we're Worthy Village. We're building back towards Tiny Town, and what we've got to get to is Boom Town. So basically, before this water gets up to here, we've got to build a city of 2,600 people. Now I'm holding off on the utilities at the moment because until this area's gone completely, I don't know on how much money we got to spend. And as I say, if you run out of money Yeah, it's a scenario lose. So we're down to 9,000. We're making 310. I think. Sorry about that. Can turn that off now. Just drop that up there. Snick that off there. So, oh, we're running slowly again. Sorry about that, guys. Well, I thought it's taken a bit of a long time to. So we just got that. What I want to do is get this bit finished, and then that's where I'm going to bring this video to an end, because obviously there's a lot more to it than what it is at the moment. But the population, in some ways, the population is shrinking but growing at the same time. Does that make sense? I think we'll put a link in there so that this traffic can come in this way. Still got a little bit of, but I'm not going to expand the city just yet. I know we got new services, but if I show you, these are 12,000 a pop. We need everything to be in positive, right? This area is knackered now. So, get rid of the roads. Sorry guys, you did a good job here. The way I like to think of it is that the people abandoned these houses and moved back north to new properties there. Right. And we've got a little bit of cash. It looks like we've got away with it, guys. We need now to keep an eye on. We're okay for power, we're okay for water at the moment. And we're pumping crud into the water, and as you can see, the water's always rising, so we're going to be dependent on towers. I think the industrials demand is rising, so again the reason I'm knocking off these bits is that I don't want trucks turning on these access roads. I want these to be working, and I think that we're growing, we're making a bit of cash. I think we can afford to come down one more turn, I think. See if we can connect that in now. Take that off. Maybe we can come in a little bit more, cover that over, how's the water, so we can come down. And I think things have settled down, guys, and I think this is where I'm going to leave it. We've managed to cross the barrier. You can see we've got some crime creeping in now, so what we're going to need to do in the next part is start to build this, and we're going to get more into the routine of building the city, but obviously at the same time we need to think very carefully about the process of building the city up. We've got to get to 9,000. We've got the crime rates building up, but my first priority, I'll tell you what we haven't got, and we need to get one of these in very, very quickly. I think we'll put this in here because we got no garbage. That was a bit of a fail there, guys. And I've just cut the power lines off. Actually, let's pause the game. When in doubt, pause the game. What I'm going to do is bring that right over here so I can get rid of these power lines out of here. Bit of an extravagance, but I want the flexibility to build in this area, so yeah, a big mistake there with the garbage. I should have thought about that, and in here I think we can join that up now, which means I can get rid of these power lines. That will save us a little bit of cash. I'm just gonna check that. Yep, that should get that running. As I say, this is where I'm going to leave it, guys. Hope you enjoyed the episode. You can see the water's now creeping towards us, so we're still on a deadline. We can't ease up a bit. We'll probably have to borrow some money in the next part in order to speed the growth up, because obviously if we click on these buildings, if we come right in now, you can see we need these buildings to start upgrading a bit. But we got some cash flowing, so we're doing really well here. So the crime rate's up, but we've still got some growth. But I think what we first need is a fire brigade. Actually, let's do that. Sorry, it's just. Oh, I'll tell you one thing I haven't done. Oh no, I need to increase the taxes a bit. That will help. And what we're going to do is take out a loan of 21,000, and what we're going to do is put a fire brigade in here. I'm going to keep them back as far as possible. Actually, let's put one of each in. That's the fire brigade. This is the police station. And I'm just going to let it run now, and that should deal with the crime and the police. But obviously we're back really low with the cash again, so we're just going to have to manage the city very carefully, because remember the goals. We cannot afford to have negative income. We cannot afford to go under 1 now, and we've got a long way to go yet. We've got 200 weeks to go, but they will fly by. But we have now got through the major milestone, which is we got through that first tile. And I think if you get through the first tile, then you've got a bit of a fighting chance. And this is where I'm going to leave it, guys. I know I keep saying it, but this is definitely where I'm going to leave it now, guys. Also, we're going to have to turn on the power supply. And obviously the police will now be out dealing with the crime, and that should get more and more people to move in. And of course, if we get a fire now, because getting the fire services in is very important, because fires now spread with this new scenario, the new DLC. And yep, I've rambled on long enough, so this is where I'm going to stop, guys. So hope you enjoyed the episode, hope you found it interesting. Probably could have commentated it a little bit better, but I think you get the idea of how to do this scenario. And as I say, in the next part, we're going to work to get in this next tile and grow in the city to get the big town. What was it, or wherever it is, Boomtown. Got to get to 2,600. I think that's been increased by 100 as well. I'm fairly sure in the standard game that's 2,500. We've got to get to there. And hopefully we will win this scenario. So until next time, whatever you do, enjoy your gaming.